Well, we made it to the Mackinaw City KOA. We are in site 38. It's a pull-through site. I could fit without having to angle the truck, but I just angled it to be safe. Got everything out. So here's our site. Got the awning out. Got the mat out. Steps are pretty high, but we're nice and level. In order to level it up, what do you think of the site, Marie?
Beautiful.
So to level it up, rather than getting my levelers, I just put my two boards down because that did the trick perfectly. So we did that. Got my little table out. Just put the tablecloth on because we'll be running over to Mackinac Island. We're not going to spend a lot of time here. There's a fire ring. You can see I'm off the road about 3 or 4 feet. So we're in good shape here. And then on the service side, we got cable, we got sewer, we got water. And then if you notice, they had a problem with their 30 amp. So they just had 50. And this is your BBB tip of the day. Always make sure you have a bunch of converters. So that's the 50 to 30 converter. So I just pop that in, not an issue. And the stabilizers are down. And then the hams are in site 39 with their rig on this Oh My trip. And the Hoffmans are in site 37. So all 3 of these are pull-through full hookup sites. They're very nice. Here you can see some of the sites. Of course, Miss Molly checking out the park. She is quite the camping dog. What do you think of this campground, Tim?
Pretty good. At least close, right next to the lake.
One of the advantages we found out is if you rent scooters or even if you have your own bikes and you want to take them over to Mackinac Island, remember there's no cars on Mackinac Island. The company that runs the ferries picks you up at the campground. So we don't even have to drive and park by the ferry, they come and get us. So that was a really nice feature. Now at this campground, there's a path here. I'll point it out on the map. So this turns into Macadam and goes, you can walk this or ride this with your bicycle all the way into Mackinaw City and get your supplies. And then here is the dog park. Here you see them wetting down the stone so that they don't have dust kicking up all the time, so that's a good idea. Yeah. So Molly will test the park, see what she thinks. You can pause the video if you want to see the rules. So Molly's checking it out. There's a swing or a bench while your dog is playing around. They have poop bags and a trash can. And a fire hydrant for the boys. It's a nice little area. They even got some trees for the pups. Yeah, here's some nice pull-through sites.
That's right.
Concrete pad. Yeah, they have a nice pad. is the trail. It goes down to Mackinaw City.
Yeah, but we didn't have that.
No, the ones out where they were building the new sites.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is the new furniture set that the KOAs are putting in as a upgrade. We saw some of those in the new section at the Sandusky Cedar Point KOA, and now I see some here on their newer sites. Now if you don't have a camper, remember, you can always rent a KOA cabin and enjoy that camping experience. Another one over there. So the registration and the camp store are the same location. So they have lots of clothing, they have ice, do have some ice cream. There's Brian, we just got our tickets for the ferry over Mackinac Island. We have plenty here to look at. Okay. And then this is the registration desk. Very friendly staff at the KOA here in Mackinaw City, Michigan. I have to acquire the new sweatshirt. Here you can see some bikes for rent, and they do have the electric bikes, which makes climbing hills a heck of a lot easier. And of course they got charging stations. They have a nice pool. It's a smaller pool, but we're right near the island. The pool's clean, and they got some chairs around it. I noticed the shaded area over here. They do have a cornhole court, and they have ladder ball, although I'm sure many of you call it something different. There is the ladder ball, permanent. Well, that's nice. So they have a playground with a tire swing, a duck, a platform. They can do things across. They have goggle ball. They have swing sets, a big tire, 2 sets of swings, a small slide, and then over here we have Napoleon Dynamite's favorite game, tetherball. And they do have a slurry for mining. Notice the escort for people when they come in. It's one of the features that's really nice at a KOA. They generally will escort you to their spot. They also have regular bike rentals, and they got some chairs here to relax. And over here's the dump station. Now if you don't stay here, you can pay $15 to use the dump station, but there are some sites that don't have full hookups. Of course the site we're in does have full hookups. So you got water for drinking, you got your spray down water, and you have your lever for the dump. There's also a trash can here, and then there's trash bins over there, although they pick up your trash at the KOAs. I know they do patrol the campground and look for the tags in your car, so if you don't have that tag in there, they'll question you. They're pretty good about making sure the people that belong here are here. In the men's room, they have 4 sinks, a urinal, handicap, and regular toilets. Another urinal. And here are the shower units. You have a shower with a curtain, separate changing area, a bench, and then you have a basket on the door for your stuff, and 3 hooks. Very nice. All right, we'd like to give you our impressions of the Mackinaw City, Mackinaw Island KOA. First of all, Marie, what did you think of our site?
It was a pull-through site with full hookup, and if I remember correctly, it was right as you enter the campsite, the campgrounds, I should say.
Yeah, we were near the front of the campground,
Okay.
so you'd pass the pool and the registration area and store, and I would say maybe we were 500 yards down.
Right behind the outside activity area and the pool.
Yeah, and it had a playground there for the kids. So we used that campground as our base for exploring a little bit of Michigan and the UP, and the main focus was what?
Mackinaw Island.
Yeah, so one of the main advantages of that KOA is the ferry boat company comes right to the campground with a shuttle to pick you up. That's included in your ticket. There's no extra charge. And they'll take you and your bicycles, because Mackinaw Island doesn't have any cars allowed. So it's horse-drawn buggies, walking, or bicycles. If you're ADA and need a scooter, you can do that. So that was really convenient for your trips over there. And at that campground, they also had a nice dog park, and just beyond the dog park was a trail. Where did that trail go?
It's about a 2-mile trail that takes you right into Mackinaw City.
Yeah, so that trail takes you to Mackinaw City, and it also hooks up with a larger trail through Michigan that you could hike or bike that goes a long distance. So it was nice that it was real close to that. There was also access to both Lake Huron over in Mackinaw City and Lake Michigan right by the campground. So when you come out of the KOA, if you make a right and go down Trails End Boulevard, where the road ends is a beach at Trails End Bay on Lake Michigan. What did we do there?
We went kayaking on Lake Michigan.
Yeah, and we headed to the Heartlands International Dark Sky Park. That's where we ended up paddling to, and then we paddled back. So that was nice. And then from there we also took a trip up to Sulaks.
Sulaks was fun.
In the Upper Peninsula.
It was very educational, and I was glad that we had that experience.
Yeah, so you'll see that in a subsequent video. But this KOA, the Mackinaw City, Mackinaw Island KOA, really is a good place to dock, to go explore this particular area of Mackinaw. And the vibe at that campground was awesome. Like you just had to call them. They'd bring stuff to your site and charge you if you wanted firewood or whatever you wanted to do. The people were super friendly there, and there was a lot to do at the campground, but also within that area.
Yes, I enjoyed the stay there. We were there 3 nights.
Yeah,
3 nights.
3 or 4 nights. I think we were there 4 nights.
4 nights.
Now here's the thing about that campground. That was full hookups with cable. $59.72 per night, less a 10% discount. So really, about $54 a night. So for everything they had, and for this location, that was a high value campground. Would you go there again?
Of course.
Yeah, we may have to go back to Michigan at some point, because we had a lot of fun up there. So look, if this video helped you, consider subscribing to the channel. It's free, it helps us out a lot. Also, ring that bell. You'll be notified every time we put up a new video, and give the video a thumbs up. That helps it be seen by a wider audience. But more important than all that,
go have some fun out there.
and thanks for watching.